Hi, this is Yahira Lobos, and it is March 18th. I'd like to pull a card as it is Monday, and I'd like to pull a card from the Isis Oracle. Isis is coming up a lot as we are in those times where we're looking at the timelines of Egypt and Atlantis, and many of the women today can identify with being a mother, whether you are a mother, a sister, a lover, a wife, an auntie, a grandmother, or just a woman who is sharing her thoughts, ideas, and creations with the world. I wanted to pull in a card from Elena Fairchild's Isis Oracle so we can bring some messages that are coming through Isis for this week. And I am so excited to be here with you. PM me if you would like to book a private reading. So we want to give thanks to the north, the east, the west, the south, above, below, within. We ask all of our master teachers and loved ones to connect us to Isis directly, to the conscious collective now, those that will come in the future. Giving thanks, giving thanks, giving thanks. What messages do we have for the collective? And immediately a card comes out. As I just put out a video on the Dark Mother, the card that just came out right now is the Dark Mysteries. Enter the chamber of the Dark Goddess. And so if you go to my YouTube channel, underneath Yahira Lobos, Yahira, you will see what I just spoke about, reading an article about the Dark Mother. And so here we are with the Dark Mysteries. Enter the chamber of the Dark Goddess. The Dark Goddess calls to you to her inner chamber where she holds a test and a gift for you. The test is your willingness to meet and release the fears within that have been secretly holding you back. The gift is freedom, peace, opportunity, and prosperity in all of its forms. Will you accept her call? Your time for a deeper initiation is here. When the Dark Goddess calls you, it is a life-changing experience, and it is not always easy, but the rewards for those brave enough to answer her call and to enter her inner chamber are tremendous indeed. The rewards are a life lived more fearlessly, the gift of loving and being just who you are in truth without having to impress or bow to another out of fear of rejection. It is the more open and expansive way to live and to attract the bounty of the Dark Mother. Her gifts of love, opportunity, peace, prosperity, well-being, and wisdom. It takes a strong soul to go through this test and into the liberation it delivers, but you are ready, dear initiate of the light. The Dark Goddess calls you to initiation when you have been working on your own shadow, bringing your whole self to light. And during such times, we often need help, as shadow work can be uncomfortable, painful, or quite difficult to undertake as we are working with the unconscious material, trying to bring it into the light of our conscious awareness. Working with the shadow, the parts of us that have been deemed unlovable, or the parts that seem too marvelous to actually be us, requires courage. The Dark Goddess will call you when your own shadow needs healing and integration, when something within is holding you back, when instead, if acknowledged and brought into the light of awareness, it can actually help you move forward. Often the shadow element that needs integration when the Dark Goddess is present is power in some form or another. It may be personal power, spiritual power, or your relationship to power that needs to change for you to blossom, for your life and its gifts to manifest more abundantly for you. Becoming more powerful does not necessarily mean in gaining more force. More often, for advanced souls, it actually means surrendering our will into alignment with greater forces of divine will, allowing us to consciously participate in the flow of life, sensing the signs and nudges that lead us towards our greatest manifestation of soul this lifetime. Often when we are claiming and reclaiming our power and defining for ourselves what it is to be powerful, we are confronted with fears of loss, failure, abandonment, and rejection. It can be painful at times, but accepting and releasing the pain brings such deep relief and happiness to the self. It is good to confront these fears with a loving and firm approach and be open to taking risks and growing anyway. This is what Isis, as the dark goddess, teaches us, to not be afraid to go into the dark places and the difficult feeling from within. They may be ugly at first, yet if we allow ourselves to go there with some conscious awareness in place, we can realize that these parts of ourselves just need love and acceptance. And once those parts of us are revealed, we will often blossom and turn into our greatest assets in a more conscious, helpful version of themselves. We do need radical trust to do this inner work and take her initiation. The dark goddess will support and nurture you through her test as she guides you to receive the gift of more of yourself, no longer shackled in fear and hidden away. So we are now ready to face the world, our shadows, and confront by going within. And now we have also an initiation for entering the inner chamber of the dark goddess. It is best to do this ritual either at night or in a room where you could pull down the blinds and the curtains and create a darkened physical space in which to rest. It doesn't have to be pitch black, but limited lighting will support your ritual process. You will need a small mirror and enough light to just see your reflection. So lay quietly in a position that is comfortable where you can be relaxed but still alert. Falling asleep can be quite healing, but the intention is to at least be responsive in this ritual healing in a conscious state. Sitting quietly, take your awareness into your heart and feel the warmth and love there. Say out loud, I open in unconditional love to my whole self and ask for healing, grace, and protection from those divine energies that love me unconditionally. Lightly hold the mirror and gaze at your reflection. Be comfortable and allow yourself to soften your gaze, but really seek to look within your own eyes from a place of love. You deserve this without question. Say to yourself in the mirror, I love you enough to meet the parts of you that have been hidden away in fear, shame, guilt, or anger. I am not afraid of you. I am sorry for any time I have pulled back from you in fear. I am here and with you now, and I love you completely. I want you to feel whole and loved. I want to feel that you deserve to feel whole and loved. Will you let me love you in this way and with the help of the goddess? Place the mirror down, close your eyes, go into your heart and listen in for an answer. If you do not feel a yes within, then use the incantation listed below and instead come back to the ritual again and again over the next coming days and weeks until you receive a yes from within your own being. Will you let me love you in this way with the help of the goddess? You want to listen for a yes. Be patient, trusting, and honest. And when you are ready, the healing will happen far more quickly than if you were to try and make it happen before you were ready. If you do feel a yes within you, then continue the ritual. If you are continuing the ritual, say out loud 3 times, I call forth the dark goddess in her form of unconditional love, compassion, healing, and support for my own spiritual growth now. I choose to enter your inner chamber for healing now. With your eyes closed, be aware of her presence in whatever way feels right for you, whether you are just barely sense it or if it is very obvious to you. No matter how strongly you can recognize her presence, she will be with you in the most suitable way for you at this moment. Perceive that you are going into your heart, into a dark and open space. Within that space, there is a doorway that leads into the inner chamber of the dark goddess. Imagine, sense or feel yourself stepping through the doorway and into the inner chamber. It is barely visible, but you can feel your way inside. Rest one hand on your heart. With the other hand, pick up the mirror again, holding it to your gaze softly at yourself, deep into your eyes again, and say, I love you. Please show me the parts of me that need to be brought to light now. Soften your gaze. Let your hand rest on your heart as you look deep into your own eyes. Just notice, without fear or judgment, whatever you may feel, think, or however you may respond to this love and attention. You may feel anger, shame, sadness, doubt, or deep grief. You may feel a flash of hatred or deep fear or anxiety. You may have had many thoughts trying to distract you from really, truly seeing yourself. At these responses, any response is fine. Keep your hand on your heart. Stay calm and breathe. You don't have to understand. Just stay with your heart and be loving enough to yourself and of yourself that you allow whatever surfaces to surface without believing it, disbelieving it, analyzing it, or just resisting it. Just experience it and then be in your heart again. When you are ready, gaze deeply into your own eyes in the mirror and say, I love all parts of me. I let go of shame, guilt, rage, fear, or anger that would hold me back now. I let go of resentment, jealousy, envy, and the 7 deadly sins now. I release trapped energy now that will help me move forward into wholeness through the unconditional love of the Dark Goddess. And when you're ready, put the mirror down, close your eyes again, perceive, sense, or intend that you are moving further into the inner chamber of the Dark Goddess now, descended deeper than you ever thought you could go. It becomes so dark that you have no sense if you're in an endless space or not much space at all. It is just pure darkness, but it feels neutral and peaceful. Then you see a light. The light is beautiful and filled with love. Capture it in your hands, place it in your heart, and feel the warmth filling your heart as your awareness now returns completely to your physical body. When you are ready, just open your eyes. This incantation could be repeated several times, gaining speed as you get used to the words. Feeling the energy in your words as you speak aloud. You could add it to the end of the ritual above, and if it's not the right time for you to complete the ritual, just use a shorter healing process, and you can use it on yourself at any time. And most effective if you take one moment to be in your heart, perhaps even placing your hand on your heart when repeating this incantation. Sublime Isis, dark and sweet, through you hidden self I meet. I honor this self and accept. No longer do I fear shame or reject. Your gift with me of myself complete, sublime Isis, dark and sweet. So just wanted to bring that divine message from Isis. We are learning about the Dark Mother this week, and I wanted to share that. Today's date is Monday, March 18th, 2024. We are going forth with confronting our shadow, looking at the parts that are uncomfortable. And as we embrace the light within us, we embrace the darkness within us. This brings us into neutrality, where we can heal the divine within. When you know who you are, all parts of yourself, both light and dark, you can integrate yourself fully and retrieve all lost, fragmented parts of yourself back to the whole. And as we go forward, we are no longer wearing masks, pretending that these parts of ourselves that were once considered dark are hidden. So come out wherever you are, and allow the Dark Mother Isis to come and confirm the light within as you embrace the darkness too. Aho and ahe, giving thanks. And so it is.